Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have someone here from RadNet, and his name is Paul Calacchio. He's been working with RadNet for about 13 years, but something happened to him in 2018, and he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. So, Paul, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Lisa.
Nice to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, you know, you've been around radiology, cancer, and a variety of different things, and yet you yourself had been diagnosed with prostate cancer. Tell me how that happened.
Well, I meet with a lot of people, a lot of our patients, and put them on television, and I have a lot of empathy for them, and I just never thought about myself. Mm-hmm. And then I had experienced some issues with having to go to the bathroom a lot at night, and my doctor said, well, you're getting older, you're in your 50s now, mm-hmm. and that's just aging. So that went on for about a year. And then one of the doctors at RadNet, who's the head of our prostate program, said, maybe you should see if you can get an order for a prostate MRI, and we could screen the prostate. And I did, and that's when we identified that I had a suspicious lump. Mm-hmm. And after further imaging, it was a cancer.
Wow. So let me just say, for 1 year, mm-hmm. you went with an uncomfortable situation.
Yes.
And you had talked to doctors and they didn't recognize that you should have had the prostate MRI. Is that normal for most patients that might feel something like that?
Well, you know what? I don't know if it's normal or not, but men, when we reach a certain age, should have a PSA test. Okay. Always with our annual exam. Okay. And then if there is something strange or you know, off the beaten path, you should request a prostate MRI.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's the best screening tool.
Exactly. All right, and I know we've talked to several doctors
yes.
regarding this through RadNet.
Yes.
So once that has happened, then what was the process from there?
I had the MRI. I had an MRI guided biopsy, and then I went to a urologist, mm-hmm. and they did a second biopsy with there was 18 needles instead of just one, and they identified cancer in multiple areas of the prostate. Okay. So I was given the diagnosis, and then I was also made aware of different options I had. Mm-hmm. For me personally, it was mildly aggressive, which I really didn't understand, because mm-hmm. mild is great, aggressive isn't. Right. So I opted for the prostatectomy, and it was like one and done. Okay. I didn't have to go through any radiation or anything, mm-hmm. But it does change your life.
How? How does it change your life?
Well, if you're wanting children, you can't have children anymore. Okay. And being in my 50s, I think those days are over.
Anyway, so that didn't matter so much.
Right,
but
right.
If you are diagnosed at a younger age, though, that could be of concern.
Yes.
And even some who may still want children, like
right,
you said,
right.
even in your 50s.
Right.
Okay.
So, you know, I was on a different path. Okay. And that's fine. But it does change your life, because you now have had cancer, and you have to understand that there are changes your body will go through. Okay. And you will have limitations, and as long as you go through it with a positive attitude, mm-hmm. and also understand what's going to happen, I think it makes it a little easier.
Okay. Now, of course, you had RadNet at your disposal,
yes.
primarily because you work, but that's not necessarily uncommon for our community, because
no.
RadNet is here.
Yes.
And they're here to help everybody.
Yes.
So give me a little background on some of the doctors that we usually talk to about prostate cancer.
So Dr. Robert Princenthal is the director of our prostate program. Mm-hmm. And Dr. Princenthal is amazing. He is amazing. He's so intuitive. And he is the person that I talked to, and he gave me advice before, during, and after. Okay. And RadNet reads the most prostate images in the United States. Okay. And we have a robust prostate MRI program. Mm-hmm. And if I could say one thing to anyone watching this show or listening, it's so important. It's so important to have your screening, Because if you catch something early, you don't have to worry about the seriousness that comes along with a later diagnosis.
So let's talk about men in general. Just because I know that men don't like to go to the doctor. They
Right.
just don't. And then they
Right.
wait until the last minute, and then here we are.
Right.
So if you were to give more advice other
Yep.
than what you just did, what are some of the things you would tell men?
Well, you know what? I think it was easier for me to address because of the industry I'm in. So I'm around it. But if you're not in the industry, it's not a constant reminder.
Right.
And as men, we don't think of our bodies the way women think about their bodies. And women pay much more attention to their health care, their physical appearance, and men, we just get up and go. So I think that if we want to have a long life, and if we want to have a healthy life, then do all the screenings that are required for that.
Okay.
You know, I believe that early detection is key, but knowledge is power.
Right, exactly. Now, speaking of that knowledge, September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
Tell me what that actually means.
Well, just like Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October, September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and a lot of men avoid that. They don't want to talk about it, and even in the media, we don't see blue as the prostate cancer awareness color,
Okay.
and pink for breast cancer. So we don't see a lot of blue. In October 1st, they unroll the pink. Everything is pink, and you go to Home Depot and the gloves are pink, and everywhere you go it's pink. But for blue, we kind of shy away from it because we don't want to think about it. And if we don't think about it, it doesn't exist. And I would love to be like that too, but after what I experienced, I know now that I have to pay attention to my body. And as far as I'm concerned, Prostate Cancer Awareness Month and Breast Cancer Awareness Month are every day in my line of work.
Right.
Because cancer doesn't just wait until September 1st and then breast cancer in October. It's
Right.
every day.
Exactly.
So we should be aware all the time, but the September and October months just give us a reminder
Right.
that we should be paying attention to it.
Right. And then also we had just gone through, 18 months of our pandemic, which is still kind of with us.
Right.
And unfortunately, that delayed a lot of people. But now most of the people that we've been interviewing are saying exactly what you're saying. Hey, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. So make sure you check
Right.
your health regularly.
Right. Another thing that we've identified, Lisa, if I may say, is that last year a lot of people put off their screening. So this year we're seeing a lot more cancers
Right.
because of that. And they could have been caught early. That's why it's so important. And I know once again, it's another challenging year.
Yeah.
And we try to think of, well, should I just stay in and not go and to be safe? But I think that if you are at high risk, you really should keep your screening appointments.
Right.
It's so important.
Right.
It's so important.
Right. Well, we appreciate you coming on and
Thank
sharing
you.
your story.
Thank you.
Thank you. For more information about prostate cancer and prostate treatments, please visit radnet.com.